They spit in the face of logic.
They have no time for it.
These liberal women.
And that's what, I read all my esoteric horse shit, my alchemy bullshit. Men are intellect, women are intuition. That's a arguably cooler and better thing.
Yes.
And they squander it. And they pretend like they have women's intuition, and that's how they know every man's a fucking, I can't say it because 2 seconds on the podcast. Yeah. I'm not allowed to say that
word.
Shut
us down.
Yeah, but they act like every man is a fucking abuser or something. Yeah. They're like, I could feel it. Meanwhile, every book they fucking read is about some beast man who drags them into the woods.
Yeah.
I keep seeing this discourse where it's like, conservative, how about you read a book? It's like, what book are you reading, you liberal slut? Like, I'm glad you bought a book from some fucking big known author about philosophy that sits on your fucking dresser. What you actually read is smut.
Is horse shit.
That's what women, these are statistics that are available to people.
That's smut.
What sold. 50 Shades of Grey
was the
dominated.
Yeah. There was multiple films, a spin-off black film.
Every girl was reading it. Yeah.
Magic Mike.
And imagine that guys get shit on for porn. Every guy watches different porn. Girls read porn, and they all read the same thing. The insecurity to be like, we're allowed to read this one. Yeah. And then I'm sure they would say that that's from what the patriarchy allows. And it's like, no, you do it to yourselves. Intuition.
Well, it's because they've been brainwashed.
And fucking convinced that being sluts is good, so then they have to get on birth control.
Exactly.
More abortions killed more people than many wars put together, I think.
Really?
I saw a chart that said that.
Well, there's those girls that...
I don't know if a guy like me made it and then posted it or if it's real.
Well, every meme is factual.
It's hard not to take it that way. I've said it to Nick before because he always fact checks me. I'm like, bro, if I'm at my computer, I fact check things. If I'm shitting on the toilet on Twitter,
that's news.
I go, wow, that's a true fact that I just read, and I keep scrolling. It's not right. It's just what it is. I'll jump into the Kabbalah.
Yeah, we got to hop into this. All right.
Speaking of masculine and feminine energies.
Yeah, because there's a lot. There's a lot, and we're probably going to have to do another episode on this.
We're not going to be good at explaining it. We're just presenting you things we learned about it. It's impossible to explain.
I also can't say these words.
The people that explain it tell you they can't explain it.
Yeah. And these words are just insane.
And the thing that fucks me up about the whole thing is once again, I was so happy to be a warrior for Christ all last week, where it's like, oh, I'm back. Jesus is the right thing. That's awesome. I'm so fired up on having a cool thing I can do. I just want to know which superhero or fucking
want to know who the good guy
creature I'm rooting for.
That's what this is. It's who's the good guy.
This shit flipped me 7 times back and forth, and then you have to bear in mind the whole time, whatever thing you land on is only because when it's our thinking it's good, that could be because they're telling you it's good and they're the bad guys. So it's truly
exactly
impossible.
They don't fuck with Jesus.
They go back and forth. They fucked me up 10 different ways. I don't know what to believe in anything. I don't know if they make it confusing so that you spend your whole life getting lost in it, and that's taking you away from what life's really about. I don't know if I don't know if it's secret, and because it is only for the chosen few. I have no.
I learned this is a coded version of another thing.
Of what?
Of Merkava mysticism.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I've seen that also.
Dude, I found a really good channel. I'm sorry. Yeah, Merkaba mysticism.
I found a nice little video myself.
I found this guy that he has a 16-part series on this.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's going to be a lot.
But you should not watch. You should watch us talk about it.
Yes, obviously. You'd rather watch us try to decide. What I've learned with this pod is just, it's people watching us try to learn things. It's like, hey, let's have 2 dumb fucks try to learn a very complex topic.
Or we're translating it into dumb fuck.
Yeah, well, that's truly what we're doing.
Not everyone's going to be able to.
It's Bible for dummies, but.
Most people also have families. They don't have time to give to these things where it's like, hey, I'll fucking fall asleep every night to this.
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't
and eventually compile enough of it to be like, here's the deal.
Ein Sof, which is
the infinite.
Which is the end, without end, or the infinite. the transcendent, unknowable essence of God that exists beyond all attributes, definitions, and limitations. This is like the monad, obviously, like we've learned in Gnosticism. You have the 10 Sefirot.
It's also like the Force.
Yes. Yeah, obviously, yes.
Which we'll get into later.
Since Ein Sof, I'm going to refer to him as God. Since he's incomprehensible and unknowable, Kabbalists teach that God reveals himself through 10 aspects called the
Sefirot or the Sephirah. Those are the circles on the tree.
Meaning emanations or numbers, right? These Sefirot are the attributes or channels through which Ein Sof, infinite light, flows into creation, forming the structure through which divine makes itself known and through which the universe was created and continues to exist. So this is how this is how God reveals himself.
And you got to note that, like, it's not, like, you look at this chart and you see 10 circles. It's not 10 different things inside them. It's the same light
Passing
from
through.
the infinite shining through, like, 10 different windows.
And this is a rate, these
So
10...
they just present themselves in different ways.
Yeah. These
The
10...
same light.
These 10 Sefirot are arranged in a pattern called the Tree of Life, organized in 3 vertical columns or pillars. This is what you see here.
The masculine, the feminine, on the left and right.
The right column, the pillar of mercy. This is where you have Chokmah, which is the first divine emanation representing the initial flash of creative insight, the seed of all ideas. We have
It's very Solomon's Temple Freemason with the 2 pillars.
Yeah, dude, and that's what they say. That's what I'm coming to realize is that Freemasonry, the 32 degrees,
The 32 paths to wisdom.
could be, yes, exactly. Where it's the same shit. It's what they're it's the same. I think this is what this is I think this is actually an ascension ritual. Did you stumble in any of that?
Yeah, and they say that the Templars are the ones protecting all this, and the Templars, when they got fucked up, they ran away to Scotland and Malta, where they became Freemasons in Scotland and Knights of Malta, and then they became, so yeah, the Freemasons descending from this makes sense.
Yes. And that's what apparently is coded into those tiers. You then have Chest, which is the boundless giving, generosity, and expansion. You have Netzach, which is endurance to drive and overcome obstacles. You then have the left column. This is Binah, which is the development and structuring of initial wisdom into a comprehensible form.
The mother.
You then have Generva, which is restraint, discipline, boundless, strict justice. You have Had, which is humility and acknowledgement of divine glory.
Mark, have you ever considered that this looks an awful lot like this?
Wow! Shut the fuck up. Stop it. Stop it.
Why does everyone know this?
Why does everybody know that? That's disgusting.
Go on.
It's so crazy. We then have the middle column. This is the pillar of balance. We have Keter, which is the crown. This is the highest Sephirah, representing divine will and the closest manifestation to Ein Sof. So sublime, it's called Aaron, A-Y-I-N, nothing, because nothing can be said about it.
And when you're like how this one, see how this one is in a real circle?
Mm-hmm.
It's like one or the other will be shown. Because sometimes they don't show Kether because it's considered not even part of your body. So they have it like off the map or off the tree. But then if they put Kether off, then they put
off the map.
Huh?
It's off the map.
Like off the chain.
chain,
Yeah,
off the
nice,
chart.
sick. Yeah, off the chain really is just black off the charts.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%.
Off the charts is very white guy.
Yes.
It's off the charts.
What were you saying?
If Kether isn't on the tree, then this one is the
Okay.
DAAT.
Death.
Darth.
We have Tiferet, which is beauty, compassion. This is the harmonious blend between mercy and justice, representing truth and compassion. We have Yesod, which is the foundation, the channel gathering energies from the upper Sefirot and transmitting them into the material world. And then we have the Malchut. This is kingdom. This is the final Sephirah, representing the physical world and the manifestation of all spiritual energy, sometimes called Shaknya, divine presence. Now, this is interesting. I've heard this word. This is the divine this is basically the Holy Spirit. right? This is the divine presence of God within us, okay? Now, William Donahue will describe this as, he says that a lot of this started because monks from India migrated west and to the Holy Land, ran into some Jews. They started talking. And they have a word called Shakti, which means, this is the same thing. It's the divine presence, but sidebar, I bought an acupressure mat. You ever see those? Those like acupuncture mats? Mm-hmm. It's called a Shakti mat. It blew my mind. I was listening to Mr. Donahue talk about this, and I almost crashed my car. So I'm like, I bought a fucking Shakti mat. What is this, a Kabbalah type deal? Shakti, I guess, translates into wife or something female, which represents the divine feminine God within, like, Kabbalah. And that's why, I guess, he said this is why Kabbalah was, like, repressed, because old school Jews and, like, Christians didn't want, like, a female representation in, like, the divine. That's why it's Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's all masculine. But if we look at Gnosticism, we know it's like the monad. You have the mother, which is that Biblos or whatever, and then you have Christos. It's like, yeah, that's the Father, the Son, and that'd be the Holy Spirit, the female to God. You know what I'm saying?
Not totally.
But he's saying this divine presence. What he's saying is that the Holy Spirit is actually the feminine divine in Kabbalah. When they talk about, like, the Holy Spirit, that's like the feminine. I forget which God he said, but it's like, it's whatever feminine God is up there with the monad, basically.
I heard a dude say that the 32nd degree of Freemasonry, you learn that the serpent is the Holy Spirit. And didn't they say that Sophia sent the serpent before she sent Christ?
Yes.
So they're kind of that.
That's interesting.
I think the tree ends on being feminine, too. Like, I think the last thing in the sword path, it's in the middle, but then they keep saying it's feminine, which all the other middle ones are, like, the balanced ones. It's
That's what I wonder if he was trying to say, because he started going on to a different.
Yeah, even though it's in the middle united column, it's considered fully feminine. I kept seeing that, and I couldn't really understand it.
So I wonder if that's what he's saying, is that, like, Kabbalah is actually, it's the feminine divine. It's the divine feminine.
Because this is what you're saying as far as, like, the monad and then, like, the father-mother Gnosticism connection, right?
Not specifically those three, but because like how Gnosticism has, like, the three. They have the monad and they have the other aeons.
Well, I think they say this one is, like, broken down into three heads, the Keter. So that's probably more that.
That's what I mean. That's, like, up top, yeah.
But then they referred to these two as father and mother also.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be like, remember the Gnostic shit where we were saying there's, like, an overlap? Mm-hmm. I think this is the same thing also, where it's like, it says that there's three heads of it, and the Keter is, like, the lowest level of the emanation of the Ein. What was the thing called? The
Ein Sof.
Ein Sof. It's, like, the lowest part of that is, like, the overlap of the top of the crown thing, the Keter. That's, like, our divine shard connection thing.
Is the Keter?
Yeah.
Is this what Ezekiel saw?
Didn't he see, like, the wheels on fire, all that shit?
And then he saw all the stages.
Which apparently Plato says something about. Like,
yeah.
Plato has...
That popped up for a second.
Plato also believed that, I don't know if he believed this or was just, like, he wrote about this. I gotta look more. I found it, like, today before he came over. But he thought people were spheres that had 4 arms and 4 legs.
This is what he thought?
Well, I don't know if he thought it or he was, like, having, like, a thought experiment type of thing. But he said something about that in one of his treatises. And said that that's, like... It'll go more in with my disgusting stuff later, actually.
Okay, good. Perfect.
But yeah, Plato has some connection to all this. And then they were saying as far as, like, the sword path thing, it's like the energy flows. I only understand the first one. I don't really know what happens after that.
Oh, I have a cool picture that shows the path.
But it goes like from the infinite light of the monad or whatever, and then it goes into the one column, and then that masculine energy flows outward. Masculine energy flows outward, and then the feminine energy receives and creates. So I understood that initial, like, okay, father, mother, create, but I don't know what happens after that. You want to hear something disgusting?
Yes.
It's really gross, but it kind of ties in, like, because we just breeze by all the Epstein shit as far as, like, oh, the fucking kid's crazy. Like, no one ever wants to, like, talk about it, obviously. Yeah. It was terrible. But, like, you know how the Moyles, when they circumcise the kid, they, like, suck on it?
Yeah.
I heard a rabbi say that the mouth is representing the feminine and is receiving the masculine phallus, and therefore is like creating something in that moment. It's like some weird, that's like blood magic, what they're doing.
Interesting.
That's like Kabbalistic, mystical blood, weird shit that's happening.
Really? Do you know babies have died of herpes in New York because of this?
Yeah, I think that's why people know about it. Is because that's made wild. The news or whatever.
Because they tell them, they're like, why don't you just use the toilet? They go, no, we can't. No, it's.
He literally is like, it's better because you get on there quick, and it's like, you're saying that you would just suck a baby's dick faster than you would get a napkin. Like, that's the argument. Fucking crazy. But yeah, that's
fucked up. What is it creating?
A holy person or something like that. I didn't. These are things I just saw, and I was like, well, I gotta stay on the main Kabbalah path. I can't just be getting off into
child genitalia.
Yeah, like, what am I even supposed to fucking type in after that?
Yeah, it's fucking. How do they suck the dick?
Why? Non-Jew source. Why?
So each Sefirot embodies a specific divine energies that correspond to different aspects of both cosmic structure and human psychology, making the tree of life simultaneously a map of the divine emanation, cosmic structure, and the human soul.
It's like the cosmic aspects in Marvel. Like, there's the universe, but then you have a guy who's eternity. You have a lady who's infinity. You have the living tribunal.
Yes.
You have love and hate. You have the stranger.
The stranger.
Who doesn't really work for my argument, but I think he's cool, so I have to say. The in-betweener, but Lord Order and Master Chaos.
You should present that then after all of this.
Present it?
Present it as like, all right, now here's the Marvel structure, presented like it's a religion.
The astral conflagration.
Give me like a nice deity chart.
I could do that.
I'm sure someone's made one.
Oh, yeah. But it wouldn't be to my standards.
I wouldn't like it. All right, we then go into some stories of Tizen Tunum, the divine contraction. This is from Isaac Laura. This is called Leneric Kabbalah. This is like basically what he came up with. The first act of creation was known as that Titsumu, or Tizen Tuum. This is the contraction or withdrawal. This is God's paradoxical self-limitation, is what they describe it as. So before creation, Ein Sof's infinite light filled all existence. For any finite universe to exist, God has to create a space by withdrawing or concealing himself, his light, creating with what Kabbalists call the void or the empty space. This is why they call it the divine contraction. The limitless God puts limits on himself to allow this void or this space to exist so that we can exist. So he has to hide himself.
The separating of the above and below waters.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. This divine self-contraction is the infinite self-limiting to allow for the existence of the finite. It's understood as an illusionary concealment rather than an actual withdrawal. God's essence remains everywhere but appears hidden to allow human free will and spiritual work. That's what traditional Hasidics believe. All this stuff is like the prequel to Genesis. This is all happening like before Genesis, I guess. So they're saying like, which I thought was kind of interesting to have like a prequel. It's kind of funny. But then go into the breaking of the vessels. Did you hear about that? This is after the creation, the divine light began flowing into the vessels, meant to contain the emanations of the Sefirot, that's all the vessels, is all those 10 things. According to Laura, the vessels in the first 3 stages, known as the Keter, the Chokmah, and the Bonnet, they managed to contain the light. However, when the divine light struck the following 7, it was too powerful and everything broke, basically. The consequences, most divine light returned to its source, while some remain attached to the broken vessel fragments. These scattered shards fell through the spiritual realm, becoming the source of evil and imperfection in the world. Sparks of divine light became trapped in the material existence, hidden within the physical reality. This explains the origin of evil and the fragmentation of reality and why the world appears imperfect, but despite a divine creation. So this is their explanations to why is there shitty things happening in this perfect world God made? And it's like, well, the divine fragments polluted the perfect world. We then have the repair of the world. After this cosmic catastrophe, this created humanity's fundamental mission. So through performing mitzvahs, this is the mitzvah, commandments or prayer, meditation, ethical conduct, spiritual practice, human beings can elevate their fallen sparks of the divine light and restore cosmic harmony. So our goal is to do all of these mitzvahs and get our cosmic light back up to source. So we're stuck in the loop. We have to ascend past it. This is what got me wondering. I was like, I wonder if we then get into the 4 worlds. They have a 4-world concept. How Gnosticism has 7 worlds. They bring it down to 4. Here we go. Human souls have levels of consciousness. Kabbalah teaches that the human soul has multiple levels of divine origin. The first level, life force, or the animal soul, presents in all humans from birth. This is connected to the physical and... Oh, shit.
Porn.
Yeah, dude, my porn tab popped open. Fuck.
I was watching porn on Twitter the other day, and Twitter has been doing this thing where a notification pops up in the corner and goes, "Do you want Grok to describe what's happening in this video?"
Stop it.
And I mean, I'm watching just something horrific.
Did you ever click it?
No. I'm trying to bust.
I don't need a robot to be like, oh, he's penetrating her.
Yeah, no, if anything, I'm like, I should have taped over to the fucking camera.
That you have to do now, at this point.
Articles are coming out saying that it's bad for laptops to tape over the...
Shut the fuck up. Stop it. Why?
Yeah.
Doing it for years. Why?
Fuck off, kike.
So we have levels of human consciousness. So we have the first one. This is a life force of the animal soul presented in all humans from birth. Connected to the physical and intellectual functions correspond to machat. This is the emotional and moral soul. The realm of your feelings and ethical choices develops through spiritual practice. Corresponds to the middle Sefirot, that middle pillar. The second one is the divine or higher soul, representing intellect and divine awareness. Only fully manifest in spiritually awakened individuals. Corresponds to Chokmah and Banat. That's the next 2. And then we have the last one, which is the higher souls, representing in collective consciousness and the absolute unity between the divine. This is rarely accessed except by great mystics, soon to be us. You then have the reincarnation of souls. This appeared in the 12th century in the Sefer. You've seen that book, the Sefer, Sefer Bayer. This is extensively developed by Isaac, that person we had earlier. This is talks about how souls reincarnate across multiple lifetimes to complete their spiritual ratification. So you're not able to do all these 613 commandments in one life. So you have to keep dying and go through the reincarnation. That's what they're saying. So after Adam's sin, the universal soul fragmented into 1,000 sparks and incarnated into different human beings across history.
After what?
After Adam's original sin. They say his soul fragmented into 1,000 sparks.
Okay, so like my disgusting stuff was about Adam.
It is?
You didn't come. Your Adam stuff doesn't go south.
I don't think so. What do you got? Have a sip of water.
I know why the trans stuff is happening.
Why? We're going to have to cut this.
The Tikkun Olam, Mark. This is what you were just saying, I think.
Yes, this is
Jews have to repair
yes.
the world.
The spiritual
They have to reincarnate to keep fixing.
The spiritual
themselves.
ratification is called the tikkun. That. Yes.
Okay. So Adam Kadmon,
Yes.
androgynous. Adam Kadmon looks like this.
Shut the fuck up.
Adam only is a guy's name to us now. The Hebrew word meant like mud creature, and then the way it was used, because it's made of dust or whatever.
Yes.
Man.
Clay.
So like, the word Adam meant like mankind, the way it was first used. The way man, it's like, so it sounds masculine,
Yes.
but it just means people.
People. Yes.
And then it's after the sin when he makes Eve that he starts saying man and woman. Before then, it's just Adam, which is mankind. And then also, the word that we say is rib got taken from Adam. The Hebrew word for that means side.
Oh, they split him.
Side. The feminine side.
Wow.
He took that part, that side out of him.
So you're saying after the original sin, Adam was split.
No, not after the... Yeah, sorry.
Because this would be like he wasn't corrupted by Eve. Eve didn't tell him to do it. That was just the other side of him. Whatever.
Well, no. Oh, yeah, I think it is before the original sin. Because the original sin, she's around already.
Yeah. Unless they describe it as something like as Eve, like Sophia coming, like, because I know Gnostics had that.
Because she gets made not from the original sin. She gets made from man not having like a... Or that's how we
That's
hear
how we're
about it.
taught. But
but
in the Gnostic thing, it was Sophia sent down an Eve, I think, or something.
I thought she sent the snake.
Or maybe God made there was an imposter Eve, and then the snake was to. I go back in my.
But I guess their belief is that like things have been bad ever since Adam was split into male and female. Like that was a bad. We're incomplete, basically.
Yes.
And they have something about
Sophia manifests as spiritual Eve of life, who awakens Adam. The demiurge creates a counterfeit Eve to deceive Adam. That's why we need a woman to mate.
Well, that's why this shit makes everything
Adam
so
would be able to
backwards.
just bend his dick into himself.
And it's specifically both.
Yes.
Both things. That's a pussy.
Yes.
It's not, what do you call it? This guy who just has dick and tits.
But is this what they're bringing it back? Like
they're bringing it back because, like you said, the Jews need to fix everything in their reincarnations. They need to put everything back together. Adam splitting into two. I read a thing that said when God split Adam into man and woman, all the souls of Jews were like dispersed in that moment. And the number they had was like 600,000. And then I was like, did they tack on zeros and use, are there six, is six like, and then 666 beast shit? I was like, is six like the amount of Jews there are? Fucking. So the Jews reincarnate in order to repair themselves. The Zohar says that Adam included male and female intertwined. The Holy One split them in two, yet their root remains the same because their soul is split up. There was only one soul in Adam. They split them into two bodies. They're missing part of their soul now.
Yeah,
it's like Voldemort with the Horcruxes. You can't walk around healthily with parts of your soul missing. So they reincarnate over and over again, trying to like, I don't know if it's earning bits of their soul through the commandments, because it's not like finding your other half. It's not like some fairy tale horseshit. Yeah. This is science.
Your soulmate.
Yeah.
That's why they call it your soulmate. Jordan Maxwell will say. This is where the term soulmate
I
comes
assume
from,
it is, but it's like
part of your soul. So when you find your feminine counterpart out in life,
that's like the Coca-Cola Christmas version of actual Christmas. You know what I mean?
Beautiful?
That's how they dress things up, and then they get you to say it when it's their thing. So they're trying to make people androgynous, which will return the gods to their androgynous state, because as above, so below. They think the Messiah won't come back until people start returning their androgynous state. And I wonder...
So why aren't they doing it?
They are. Every celebrity turns their kids trans.
Yeah, but that doesn't... Yeah, but they're not doing it. Oh, you're saying they're coming back to...
What about all those pictures we saw of all the presidents having trans people wives? Like the Bush and Aleister Crowley, who was all the most magician motherfucker in the history that we know about. Fucking walked around in dresses and getting like his nails painted and shit and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
interesting.
What about the thing in Hollywood where they put every strong man, particularly black people, but even just tough guys in general, they put him in a fucking dress? That's the like buck breaking, like, hey, it's all the same.
Interesting.
Put some makeup on a guy, get a girl jacked, everything's the same.
So this is them doing this on earth, as above, so below, is doing this in heaven.
And I wonder if there's the same thing that we thought was good about, like, if enough people achieve gnosis, then we'll be good. I wonder if there's the same thing on the bad hat side, where it's like, if we turn enough people androgynous, the bad stuff will happen. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be ever. Like, maybe if they just hit a certain percentage where they can, like, turn... I don't fucking know shit, but this is all fucking crazy to me.
That's an interesting thought. What's it say about the Zohar?
Adam included male and female intertwined. The Holy One split them into two, yet their root remains one. One soul split into two bodies.
I like how we both went down crazy rabbit. Mine thing's also nuts.
And I don't know, like... Because if you hit me with alchemy shit, or just, like, general whatever, where it's like, yeah, you should be in balance with, like, your feminine side or whatever. If you're a girl, you should have, like, you shouldn't be so far... extreme, like balance is always good. So now this shit's like balance is actually the devil. It's bringing the Antichrist back, and I go, no, balance is good.
So what you're saying is we need to lean more into our males should be.
It depends where the bad thing happened. You know what I mean? Like if the demiurge did all this, then yeah, we need to do that. But if God did that, and then someone came along and you know, whatever God's walking around in Eden split him up, then that's not good. You know, and then another Gnosticism thing, Sophia messed up in the first place because she tried to create without her masculine counterpoint.
Yes.
So she creates a demiurge out of balance. She creates just from the feminine side, just being not in balance. Yes. And that created a demiurge, which is bad. So I don't understand, because that would be saying that androgynous is good because a male and a female together creates...
Or is this coded in a way to fuck people up? You know what I mean?
Like I said, I went 7 different ways reading this shit.
But this is also for older, like... this is for people seasoned in the Talmud, the Torah.
Yeah,
You're
what's
supposed
that?
to be 50 when you're in this shit.
What's the Talmud? A bunch of laws saying you can fucking kill people that aren't Jews and do whatever you want to them. Yeah, you got to study the Talmud. A bunch of laws tricking people. I'd be like telling someone, it's like, oh, you gotta go to jail before you can read quantum physics because you gotta be street smart and be able to bounce around. Like, no, could definitely just go to college. I heard a dumb bitch excuse where a guy was saying how a girl he knows is lying, and she's like, well, a girl's got to think on their feet. They got to. It's like, what do you mean? Like, you were just saying how lying is bad, and then you say, like, this girl I know does it all the time. She's like, it's different for girls. It's like, in what way?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And then the final point.
But that's girl brain. That's girl brain. It's dog brain. It doesn't make sense. You can't compute these things because you'll go retarded.
This is why I turned to pharmaceutical drugs to incapacitate me.
Yeah, snake venom. Did you get into that yet?
A little bit, but I long for a day where I can just take opium and I don't need the Rockefeller medicine.
Yeah, well, that's when we get land.
I know it.
We can grow a sustainable amount of opium.
I was having a vision the other day of having land,
like Joseph.
And you know how they say they like throw the seeds in so then they can come by and say like, you're using our seeds. Yeah. I was having like a wet dream fantasy of like stopping them from doing it and being like
catching them on our land.
Being
dragging
like,
them onto the property, into the bunker.
Making an example out of the one and sending the other back to let people know what happened.
Carving a Star of David with a swastika over it on their forehead.
And then my initials on the bottom.
Yes. Call me. And then sending them on their way. Go back to Monsanto. Get Bill Monsanto over here. Mr. Monsanto. Who?
You're going to need a fucking firebomb to get me out of here, and that might not be enough. I got bunkers with tunnels. I know how to tunnel too, cocksucker. There's no bloody mattresses in mine.
We have to seriously do this. I've been telling my parents, I'm like, we have to buy land and move west. She goes, you don't want to do that. I go, Mom, I'm more prepared than you would ever believe.
You know how
I will quit my job right fucking now to do this.
You know how God says it's bad to kill people because you're disrespecting God's creation.
Yes. What if it's the demiurge's creation?
Well, like I said, we know it was.
Or if they're a goyim.
Who knows? But
they're a goyim, you're allowed.
I read that when you trans yourself, that is an equally disrespectful thing to do in God's eyes because you are desecrating a creation of God on the one, and in the same act, you are creating yourself, which is what Sophia got in trouble for, creating off of one and not two. So, and then that got me back. Remember the alchemy thing I tried explaining and I can't? 1 + 1 = 2, but also kind of equals 3?
Yeah. No, that's not true, but yeah.
It's kind of true.
If you look at things from like that, if you look at things like feminine and masculine and you need 2 to create 3, sure, I get that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then I wonder if that's what the Trinity is masculine, feminine, and a third thing, because it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And if you're saying the Holy Ghost is feminine, the Father, the feminine, and the Son.
Yes. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 3.
Solomon's pillars, masculine, feminine. Tree of life, the flaming sword.
The flaming sword.
That the cherubim held to guard the tree.
Do you think we have to cut that other bit?
It's not what I believe.
It's not what you believe. I don't know.
That's what they're saying. The people we already don't like.
That is true. You're repeating it. You know what I mean? You're just you're just getting it out there.
Same reason you can say,
Exactly.
I'm just quoting.
Exactly. You're quoting. Speaking of quoting, do you want to go into the sacred texts? Into what books they use? This is kind of the history. Like traditionally, Kabbalah.
Well, God gave it to Moses in secret.
Well, I have the book, the Sefer Yitzvera, which is the first book, the Book of Formation. is the oldest intact work of Jewish Kabbalah, likely composited between the 3rd and 6th century. Its origins remain debated. Traditionally, it's attributed to Abraham.
Yeah.
This is how God created the universe, 32 secret pathways to wisdom, the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, plus the 10 Sefirot, here referring to numbers. The book explores the mythical properties of Hebrew letters and creative forces, the Sefirot's fundamental principles underlying reality, cosmological structure linking divine emanation with physical creation, and meditative techniques, which later commentaries describe on how to create the golem. Did you get into the golem? Bro.
I've looked into it before.
So the golem...
I was confused them with homunculus.
Yeah, I didn't know what this was. But the golem is a shapeless mass or unformed substance in Hebrew. It is an anthropomorphic being created from inanimate matter, usually mud or clay. In Jewish mysticism, this is not a monster, but a neutral tool, a servant that possesses no soul.
To everyone who's not Jewish, it is a monster.
Exactly. It possesses no soul and has no ability to speak, but has physical strength and follows orders.
Like a Frankenstein.
Exactly. Most famous legend of the golem is the Golem of Prague, attributed to Rabbi Judah Lowell in the 16th century to protect the ghetto. Kabbalists believe that since God created the world through speech, Hebrew letters, a righteous human who mastered some of these letters could also create life. The process is highly ritualistic and dangerous. The creation is not magic in the sense of witchcraft. It is viewed as the technology of holy letters, they say. So what they do is mystics need virgin soil from the earth. They mix that with purified water in the shape of a human body. The creator, often with his disciples, walks around the clay in a circle, sometimes 7 times, reciting specific Hebrew letters. They then chant the 231 gates, combination of 22 Hebrew letters combined with God's 4-letter name. This infuses the clay with validity. And then they activate it. On the forehead, the rabbi carves E-M-E-T, meaning truth, into the golem's forehead. This activates the creature. To kill it, you just erase the E. So that's just good to know in case we come and run into a golem, or anybody out there runs into a golem. You just erase the E. This means dead in Hebrew, and it turns back into dust. So why can they do this is what you're wondering. In the story, in the Talmud, Sanhedrin 65b, the story talks of 2 great sages. Every Friday before the Sabbath, they would sit together and study the Sefer. Through their study and letter pronunciation, they would successfully create a 3rd grown calf. This is a calf that has reached 1/3 of its full growth, considered the highest quality meat. This is the heifer, right? What Warmo talks about. They would then slaughter the calf and eat it for Sabbath dinner. This proved that it's possible to create life, but it's not sorcery. It's not magic, because that relies on demons. It's using the Sefer, which
they also use.
It doesn't make sense, dude.
Solomon's whole fucking thing was demons.
It doesn't.
King James's whole thing was demons.
It seems like because it all goes back to the Talmud. They always quote that shit. And it's like, no, we're allowed to do these bad things because of this.
Which the Talmud has no connection to God. That's shit guys wrote down. As if the Torah isn't that already, but at least it's supposed to have come from God.
Because the Talmud is their interpretations of it.
It's like half legal shit, yeah.
Yeah, and rabbis were like, okay, this means we're allowed to kill Goyim.
I think that's the Mishnah, or the Midrash, I think.
What?
The rabbis talking about it. I think that's in the Talmud. I think specifically that is the Midrash.
Oh, okay.
I think the Talmud has that, but it's a lot of legal shit
Other
too.
stuff, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And what the Midrash has decided, and it got put in the Talmud as okay, this is the law.
Okay, that makes sense. This is the law. This is why we're allowed to do this.
I can create rock creatures that can destroy you, but if you look at me the wrong way, you'll go to jail for life.
You go to jail for life.
For anti-Semitism.
God by a golem.
There was some video, I assume it was some Jewry, and the guy's like, and if they start arguing with you, just call them a communist or a fascist, whatever fits best.
Which is what they do. That's it.
Bro, it was crazy. You know, it's like that 1920s, like, first time talking on a camera voice.
And if they back you into a corner, call them racist.
Yeah. This will diminish their argument, making other people less likely to agree with them. You're like, you just spelled out.
You just said the thing that it's fucking happening. The earliest Kabbalistic text. This is where they say Kabbalah started in like the Renaissance era. But we know it's
like, I think none said that's like when it got written down, but like people are doing shit with it.
That's
before.
When the word Kabbalah, I think,
yeah,
is first used, when they call it Kabbalah. But it's just it's the same. It's rehashed.
Tarot comes from all this too.
Really?
Yeah.
Kundalini?
I don't know if it came from it. Kundalini seemed to have a lot of overlap. I don't know if it came from it or not.
Oh, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But I think tarot like is spawned out of this in some way.
I then started looking into like the origins of Kabbalah, and it brought me to that Merkaba mysticism, right? This is who William Donahue says when those Buddhists came over from India, which I couldn't find shit on, by the way. He says when these Buddhist missionaries came over from India, they ran into these Jews, they hung out, they exchanged knowledge. This ended up in the with these mystic Jews called the Essenes. These are cave mystic Jews. And then this led into this Merkaba mysticism.
Jurus.
Jurus is great. That's tremendous. That's tremendous. Write that down. So this is apparently pre-Kabbalah teaching. Merkaba is the raw, experimental, and dangerous mystical practice. Kabbalah is the coded and mapped, systemized version of the same ascent technology. So what they're saying, what Merkaba mysticism is the ascent ritual to get you through the 7 layers of heaven, right? So each layer...
7 days of creation.
Yeah, right. Or the seven planets, which is the 7 rings in Gnosticism, it's all that shit. So each layer has...
7 represents completion.
Yes. This is what... this goes into what Ezekiel saw. This is what... This is Jacob's ladder. This is what Jacob saw. This is each layer has a guardian angel, a specific gate, vowel breath work. So mystics inhaled and exhaled vowel sounds to alter consciousness. A seal or divine name. This is like
they say Om is like it's not like a random sound. It's like a specific.
It goes with every chakra. Yeah. And
it's a shit like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And these rabbis would practice this shit, and like each level has a seal or divine name. So if you have the incorrect vibration, you die.
Which what did Tesla say? Tesla, frequency, vibration, it's all that shit.
Exactly.
People act like you're just making mouth noises, and it's like, no.
No, you're tuning into the...
this is magic, brother. Please let me work.
Each layer has a trial of purity or endurance. Like, Shaolin Temple, what's that movie you like?
36 Chambers.
The 36 Chambers, much like that.
Oh, yeah. Just hearing the term 36 chambers, it's like, of course. Why wouldn't there be 36 chambers you pass through to become a perfect person?
Yeah. So
like, just immediately, I'm like, yes.
So they call it the 7 palaces. This is the palace of will, love, bitterness, gold, elevations, sanctuary, palace of glory. This is the throne of God. Reaching 7.
And all that shit always connects back to Enuma Elish stuff for me. Like, because they were so big on, like, the seat of heaven, the throne of God, all that.
And this goes into reaching the seventh palace, encountering the Kavod, which is the radiant throne depicted in Ezekiel. I think that's the thing that you were talking about earlier. The throne. The Kavod, the Oh no,
The crown.
Oh no, that was the Keter. I'm sorry. I think that is also the peak though. That's like, yes, this is the origin of the Kether, or the Keter. Yeah.
They had 7 different fucking spellings.
It's spelled,
for each one of
no,
those
it's
words.
all spelled.
I thought I
wrong.
was reading 10 different things, and I realized what they're just spelled differently.
That's why I was getting that's when I text you, because I was like, bro, I think we're gonna need more time because this is a fucking lot.
No, I spent a day being like, what am I looking at?
No,
and then by the end of it, was like, oh, okay.
I've realized when we get into these things, is we have such the time crunch that like, I try to just power through it and then go back over it. Like I need a day to think about it, and then I'm like, all right, just read it and write it down. You're not going to understand it.
Or sometimes I'm more of a reader, but sometimes you got to like watch a video from a guy and just kind of get the outline and then go back into reading. So you at least like recognize things and like maybe knowing how it sounds will help memorize the words better, you know? Because sometimes just looking at it, I'm like, bro, the 9th word that I don't they don't have syllables. The noises that go together don't even make sense. Also apparently the Hebrew word for Adam is like as androgynous a word as can be in the Hebrew language. They said it's like, I guess most things are like gendered, so that's like a pretty non-gendered word.
Adam
in Hebrew.
Interesting.
I think is what it said. I'm explaining that
right. So at its peak, the mystic becomes the chariot. Their body becomes luminous. Angels call them equal to a Sefirot. This means like equal to an angel. They speak in the language of heaven, and they may never fully return to normal consciousness.
The Adamic language, the language of the birds.
This is rainbow light body.
Something did pop up for me with rainbow light body.
Bro, this is one of the first things we got in. Like, dude,
this is one of the first things we got called retarded for.
Yeah, 100%. This is a dangerous practice. This is direct. This is only for the trained initiates. This is what Enoch did.
This is what they don't want you to know.
When they say in the Bible they walked with God, this is what they're doing.
Because you never died, you ascended.
You ascend, exactly. So Enoch performed this Merkabah like ascent ritual, and he walked with God. This is what Ezekiel saw. Ezekiel saw the 7 layers up to the 7th layer. He saw the throne. This is what early mystics practiced in caves and in desert schools. There was no chart, no tree of life, no 10 Sefirot. This was all experience-based. So this is all pre-Kabbalah.
This is all people getting visions and shit.
So what they're saying is that like you would practice your whole fucking life. What they say is that the text states that you must have a 40-day purification, no jerking off. Which makes more sense as to like what you're supposed to abstain for your whole life. It's like no. Before you do this ritual, you got to get your Christos up. It takes 40 days to get up there. You don't need to have it all the time, but you got to be ready when you're fucking going.
And you shouldn't be running on E all the time either. I assume
Exactly. You got to let the demons out.
Be modest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fasted, washed, abstained, memorized divine names, ability to control breath and heartbeat,
and
mental.
Be a dumbass, but going back to the calendar thing, how they fucked us up and got us out of rhythm with nature, I think it'd be a lot easier to have sex and know when a girl can and can't get pregnant if it was on that, because then they're linked up month to month, and if they know what their day is or whatever, they know when they can get away with having. So then it's like we're still doing like the right thing and we're having sex and it's like a creation, but
I think generally girls kind of know now.
They still take so much birth control.
They're all fucked up because of that. They miss them. It's a very irregular.
And then that fucks their other shit up.
Yeah.
Has them voting Democrat. That's a little joke for Facebook.
Yeah. You have to have mental stillness and no fear of death. The text literally says only one in a generation is worthy to descend to the chariot.
And you wonder, because they talk about prophets, like, you know, Islam being the newest of the 3, they have like the most, but they consider Jesus a prophet.
Yeah.
Are these guys like modern like what is that? What do they get? We have these dickheads who are like saints, and it's like,
who are these people that are ascending to?
Right, like were you like our generation's fucking messiah, but you didn't like teach or something?
Right,
like,
I wonder if they just don't do this. Like these people are erased from history, or like they're deeply coded into these,
or if they're just in a cave, like
Yeah, they don't know. They just
Yeah.
fucking blast off, and
Right.
who knows other than the 3 other guys training to do the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that makes sense. So Merkaba was these mystics training and then going into a state of prepared, or
Much like Jedis.
Exactly. They were going into this. They were going into this state prepared to either meet God or die, basically. And then Kabbalah came along and thought this was way too dangerous, and they started mapping the heavens and made a blueprint to do the same thing.
Which I obviously want to believe that people are just sitting there meditating, saying frequency sounds that unlock visions.
Yeah.
There's also, though, the high likelihood that they are just doing the fucking burning bush routine and getting high on DMT. Because remember what Alex Jones said? They were mapping out the DMT world.
Yeah. So
that's what that reminded me of when you said that.
Mapping the heavens? Is that what that? Yeah, exactly. So in other words, Merkaba is the dangerous method of ascension, and Kabbalah is the roadmap to how you would do that. So before Kabbalah, they were just freeballing it. Fucking like, all right, I got all my shit memorized. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to meet the archangels and see if I could do these tests. Mm-hmm. When Kabbalah was like, when you get here, you're going to have this test. When you get here, you're going to have this so you could study. It's like a study guide. So it was like the language created to preserve this tradition. This got me thinking. All the goyim and all these people that don't study this shit because it's not widely known anymore. It's coded into all this bullshit. Is this why we're stuck in this reincarnation cycle? So like when we die and you go to the light, you're actually going to that first layer of heaven and you meet this angel being, and he goes, "What's the word? What's the password?" And you're like, "What?" And then you fucking die and have to go through some bullshit, and then you end up back here because you didn't learn anything right. You know what I mean?
When you say meet the angel, was that just like a loose example of what? Because would it be knowing a word?
That's what they're saying, is that like you're gonna go through these seven palaces. So you're going to go into this.
I get that setup. I'm saying that specific question, like to know a word, not like to do a thing or something.
I think it's a mix of, when you go up there, there's a specific gate. You have to probably know something to get through the gate. I think you're greeted by an archangel.
Because I can see it more of like if it put you into like a scenario and like on how you behaved in it, then you move. Like if it was a test of that.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, maybe there's something written down and like.
Be crazy to like forget the word. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's why I think one of the things is like you have to memorize these words, these phrases, these letters, and like all the combinations of all this shit. And that's why they studied for so long, so that when they get up there, they're like, "What's the password?"
It's a very Jewish idea of heaven.
It's crazy. Yeah. So now they're like, "What's the password?" And it's whatever. And you have
Heaven's
to say,
probably full of Chinese people too.
Exactly.
Good Indian people.
Yeah.
Good studiers.
And you have to say it with the perfect frequency, or else it's like, no, you didn't get in. And then maybe there's a test of whatever the fuck.
And then that shit goes back to like Christian monks, because they were like the Gregorian chant people. Yeah. So they had their frequencies and stuff.
I wonder if there's just overlap of, and then it makes you wonder if the Egyptian pyramid thing, maybe that was that their way to bypass some of it? Was that their way to project their soul? Like I don't know. That's what apparently this.
Crazy to find out Egypt is bad.
Yeah, it'd be fucked up.
Devastating.
But that's what apparently this ritual is. It's astral projection into the higher realms. And the some of the connections, like Noah, when Noah when they say they saw Noah in his nakedness, right? And he was do you remember that one thing I found where it was like, oh, maybe he was performing a ritual? Mm-hmm. This is the ritual.
Maybe they saw his soul, not his body.
They saw his light body. Right. Yeah, of his shedding of his like skin or whatever the fuck. How he said Jacob's ladder. Jacob saw the tree of life. This is he had dreams of the ladder. We talked about this when we did the Bible. He saw the angels. These are the gatekeepers. This is the early blueprint of the tree of life. This is the early recorded Merkaba ascent. You have Moses with his shining face. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai, his face was shining. The people couldn't look at him. He must wear a veil. This most people read this symbolically, but Jewish mysticism teaches that Moses entered the cloud of glory, or the palace of glory, the seventh heaven. Moses saw the throne just like Ezekiel and Enoch did, and he absorbed the divine light. This is called the Haganus, the hidden light, the garment of light, glory light. This is exactly what happens when you reach the final stage of the Markaba ascent. So Moses wasn't burned by light; he was transformed by the light body process. Is what they're saying. Kabbalah says Moses passed through the first two worlds and touched the light of Ein Sof. This is considered the highest possible ascent a human can achieve and survive.
I wonder if that's like the
Go to the next layer, you die.
God Adam painting.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's interesting. And why God and everybody up there is in the brain. You know what I mean?
I saw the Ankh, the Egyptian Ankh. Yeah. It is like your brain stem or something. Like every one of those things connects to something. It's so fucking annoying.
I remember being like, 15, and you see the thing of like, oh, that painting's a brain, and being like, see, because it's all in the head. It's all bullshit. Because he made it, because it's like, it all comes from your head because it's made up.
Not quite, brother.
That dumb bitch at work was trying to tell me how she's an atheist and was like being all cool about it. And I hit her with, I remember I was like that when I was younger.
That's big.
And I grew up.
That's awesome.
But Jesus had the same ascent event. On the mountain, Jesus' face shined like the sun. His clothes became radiant.
A crown of thorns.
A crown of thorns, light rays, an early mind blower in the bridge burners community. Yeah.
What?
Holy shit! Nick, it's a crown of thorns. Now, what if I showed you this?
Yeah.
What do you think about?
How do you feel about astrology?
Yeah.
And crystals?
The crowd of glory surrounded him. Moses and Elijah appear. This is what you talked about last time. Remember when, like the Force ghosts? Damn. Did I hit you with divine?
No, I laughed.
I thought the Force was working. Remember when you were talking last time when Moses and Elijah appear to Jesus and it sounds like a Force ghost?
Mm-hmm.
These are the two people that...
This is all Star Wars, Mark.
These are the two people that completed that Markaba ascent experience. So, like, as Jesus was doing it, he saw those two people because they're the ones that did it. And they're like, yes, come.
Ascend to our level.
Yes. Elijah. When Elijah, he's another biblical figure who ascends alive. He rides a fiery chariot. That's what they describe. Moses, the one whose face shines by divine light. Jesus appears between them in the story to show he's another master of the ascent tradition. And then, just like recap the people that have done that. Enoch ascended through the heavens, became a light being. Noah preserved ancient light. He walked with God. Jacob saw the angels climbing. Moses, we talked about. This is the Gnostics' Christ oil, the Christos oil arising through the seven gates.
It's milk and honey.
Milk and honey. So Markaba mystics created the structured ascent ritual. Kabbalists turned it into the tree of life cosmology. And Freemasons, which I think we're going to get in, I might look into more of this next week, but
it'd be so great to go to that Freemason lodge now. Be like, we read your Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, excuse me? Yeah. Bro, I brought up the Kabbalah to that dude.
How'd that go?
He goes, yeah.
He pulls up his sleeve and he's got the red string.
Bro, he has his picture. The picture on his phone is that.
Oh, the tree.
It's like the tree, and then there's a Star of David and like a cross, and there's this crazy shit. And I go, that's a cool background. I go, yeah. I go, do they ever you ever talk about like Kabbalah over there? And he goes, Kabbalah? He goes, yeah. And then I can't understand what else he says, but like,
good.
I go, wow, that's crazy. You know what else is crazy? I'm looking into this shit, And like, I pop on ChatGPT and I'm like, hey, give me the connections between this, because they'll give you some shit you never really look into. And then that's how I found this Markaba thing. It like shat that out. I go, well, let's check that out. And I go, oh, it's the precursor. But I was asking about the ties to Freemasonry and Kabbalah, and it was like, oh, some people, conspiracy theorists say that there's a link between, Freemasonry and Kabbalah and, the Illuminati and, this, that, and the other. And I fucking asked the guard, who's an 8th degree Mason here. In Mexico, he's a 15 degree Mason. He's got family that's 33 degree. He knows other people that are 30 degree. He shows me his phone. He goes, this guy's in the Illuminati. This guy's in the Illuminati. I go, so that's like real? He's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, it's the same thing. He goes, and he basically described, he's like, why do you think all these rich people, like, they're not going through the process. They buy in. Mm-hmm. The Illuminati is just when you buy into this, you're just buying the knowledge from, it's like the fast track route of the Freemason shit. So you just become a 33 degree Mason. You get access to whatever the fuck. You get taught all this shit, but you're not ready for it. You didn't study. So that's why he's like, yeah, it's all money now. That's not what it's about. It's about learning and about ascending through all these.
It's almost like a guy choosing like some people, they have to catch, set them up so they can take pictures and use it as blackmail. That guy, like, walking in and being like, I'd like to learn all the secrets, please. And they're like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on in. And then they showed, like, the, eyes wide shut party.
Dude, and that's like some of the stuff when someone sneaks a video of like a Freemason ritual and they're like nailing the guy to the cross and they're like
it was a fake guy.
Yeah.
Like, but why were you doing it at all? Even?
Yeah.
Even if it was a fake guy, why would this be the ceremony?
What an odd ceremony. Yeah. But
for 20 celebrities to be in the woods in robes.
Yeah. But it's just crazy that would present that as conspiracy bullshit. And like, you're an asshole for even asking this question. But then you talk to a dude who's in the shit and you're like, is this real? And he goes, yeah. It's widely known in there. And it's like, well, if it's widely known, why am I an asshole now?
Well, you know why. Because you know who owns ChatGPT.
Well, yeah, exactly. Billy will tell you. They'll fucking lie to you. Gronk's a fucking liar.
I like how they have 10 different Jewish conferences that they just get on a stage and they're like, yeah, well, we successfully took Christ at a Christmas. That was one of our big wins. Like, they just say this shit, but then they'll present it as if, like,
yeah,
they'll say, like, well, we took TikTok back, so we're making good ground there, but the youth, they seem to don't have a firm grasp of the Holocaust, so we're going to up that. And it's like, bro, everyone knows about the Holocaust. Make another fucking Holocaust movie. God damn, dude.
Dude, that's what Warmo was saying when they're like, they're going to need another Spielberg to shit a Schindler's List out to get people back on. Like, to do
I never saw that movie.
I never have either.
Liam Neeson's in it?
Really?
It's like the last guy I would have expected to be in it. I might watch it just to be like, what the fuck are you doing in it?
What the fuck?
You're like beating up Nazis in this movie? I had no idea. I thought it was sad.
I didn't know it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a comedy.
I just saw him in Naked Gun.
Yeah. But,
did you take those Jews?
Did you take those Jews?
I have a very particular set of skills.
Skills that I've acquired over a long career of hunting Jews. But yeah, that's all the...
I'm trying to think. What were Irish people doing?
Oh, Irish were colonizing and enslaving.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that cunt was rambling on about
You forgot about that.
It's like, which is it, bitch? Are we cultureless? Can't figure out how to cook, motherfuckers? Or were we colonizing the world? I think if we could figure out colonizing the world, we probably had decent enough fucking culture too, right? Like, which is it, bitch?
I just found out I'm 100% white. Hey, nice. Yeah, great. I'm a colonizer. I go, are you that fucking brainwashed? Why do you hate yourself because of this now? You hate who you are?
Also, like, what was the best case scenario going in? You were 2% fucking North African or some shit?
Yeah,
like,
what do you want?
what was that going to do for you? Like, oh, now I'm absolved. Like, that's how you know how fake it is. It's like, well, if you really feel guilty, being 2% not white wouldn't, like, make you feel any better.
Yeah. What's the difference?
But I found something that supports my argument. See, that's the 2% I am.
Yeah. Exactly.
My dad's the 98%. He's white.
Yeah. It's like the South Park.
I'm Latin, basically.
Obviously. Yeah. It's like that South Park when that Native American guy comes in. He goes, I'm a 16th Cherokee Native American. And he's just some honk.
Yeah.
With blonde hair, with a feather on. Like, oh, you're Native American? How does Star Wars tie into this?
I only found a couple things.
I'm done watching Star. I found an article that says the Jewish influences of Star Wars.
Yeah. George Lucas is a Mason. And Spielberg's like Mr. fucking Illuminati movie maker. Yada is the Hebrew word for to know, like gnosis.
Really?
The Force is the Ein Sof. And the whole fucking thing is about restoring balance to the universe, which is like we were saying, Jews trying to reincarnate and come back and keep fixing things so they get to ascend.
They're fixers, the Jews.
For themselves.
Yes.
Fixing the world for their liking.
Yes.
And again, it's just a particular breed of Jew. Not everybody. Not Judeans, tell you that.
That's what we have to look into, Judea. Because I was getting into some stuff and I was like, ooh, I don't know any of this.
Yeah, you do.
Like the kingdom, like the...
Judah, right? Same thing?
Yeah, well, yeah, the land.
Yeah, underneath Israel.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on that.
We did lots of Israel stuff that talked about a lot of Judah stuff.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at the... Because they
That's
got
where Jerusalem was.
They got the high priests of Judea. Like, they have this, like, crazy line of, like, people that just did a bunch of wild shit. And that's where, like, I was going into where, like, Kabbalah and this, like, Merkabah mysticism people came from. And they came from this, like, sect of, like, this dude that looks like it's weird. He has, like, long blonde hair. He looks like Thor. It was, like, one of their...
An Aryan.
It was crazy. No, it was wild. Looked like Lord of the Rings shit.
The other random stuff I came across in my research was that Sodom, when we first read that story, we took it as they were just like being gay because they're trying to fuck the guy angels or whatever. Yeah. But then it's not that far away that Baal stuff is happening. So maybe Sodom was doing like Baal child weird stuff and they were just fucking whoever. Like, just doing weird stuff with... It wasn't just being gay. It was, like, their weird fucking nonsense. And then the video I was watching said that the Knights Templar were doing ritual sodomy where they would put a hole in the wall of the temple and fuck prostitutes through it, male prostitutes and boy prostitutes. And...
The Templars?
But they would do it in the temple so it was, like, kosher. Yeah. And then they would invoke spirits by doing these weird sex magic stuff, and they would try to put the spirits into animals like cats, which of course disgusted me, but I wonder if that's where the black cat myth stereotype comes from.
A glory holy hole.
A holy glory hole.
Holy glory hole.
Nice.
Kabbalah is Solomon inspired.
But Solomon's fake, so what does that mean?
Well, that's what I'm wondering is like, is Kabbalah, like, yes, it's the, they're calling it the blueprint of this other thing, but is it a fucked with blueprint? You know what I mean? Like, is the real
That's
thing?
all I could think about.
Yeah.
When the ancient Kabbalists would sodomize boys and men, they would invoke the angel that had fallen, like Lucifer. But then it was some angel called Raphael, I think, or I believe that was who it was.
The red turtle.
So they would... Same way when the Templars were doing it and would like try to trap a spirit in a cat or whatever. I guess these guys were doing it to try to like. I don't know if you're doing this like in a pentagram on the floor and
So
you
they
hope
would-
that like a fucking angel
So
gets beamed.
so they would fuck a boy until a demon possessed it, basically.
I guess.
Wow.
But you know what's
Wow.
fucked up is they say.
I mean, wow.
Remember all the MK Ultra stuff where they say they do trauma to people, so then that way they split and that other personality is able to like do the stuff
Yes.
and like do the traumatic stuff.
I know it's like trauma based. I didn't know it was all that.
But I wonder if it's like does breaking someone's psyche like that make it easier then to get a demon in them? Because now there's like it's not a solid
that.
thing. There's like inherent
There's
room.
holes. In
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I could see that.
And then Templars they would like torture people, and then they would fuck their heads up, and they would call these heads Baphomets, and they would like try to bring Lucifer out through.
So after they would possess these boys, they would then.
These are just different things
Oh,
the
these are
guy
different
was
things.
saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Wow.
Apparently, Crowley was like pretty connected to like. That's what he was up to, was all this shit.
Warmo was saying that Crowley and some other dude went into the desert and like basically went into like a trance, which is fucked up because we're always on the same shit they are. It sounds like they're trying to do this shit, like ascend through the heavens, right? Because they're like trying to map the heavens. Crowley and this other dude in the desert or something, or maybe it was some other guy, but yeah, and then they're like they describe like battling demons, like as if like it's a Harry Potter type deal. It's wild. I think I'm also mixing the Crowley. I think Crowley was imitating a thing that was happening in like the 1600s, where they also went into the desert and was mapping the universe.
I gotta look into that one dude I found that I've been liking. I think his name's Jason
Bourne.
It's Jason J or Jason R, I forget. But he's got that book about Prometheus. Because Prometheus brought fire to people and was like the guy that kind of started civilization out of humans, I think. But Lucifer is the light bringer.
Lightbringer.
He's the morning star. So wouldn't they be the same guy? And then if Lucifer is the bad guy, that becomes the devil. Is it like he's actually the bad guy, or the bad people telling us he's the bad guy? Because then Lightbringer sounds like all the Kabbalah shit, where it's like the light shining through and God's holy light.
Or is he the bad guy because he created the human that traps the light? You know what I mean? Like maybe the light was trying to make its way back, and it was going to make its way back, but then humans were created and the light had something to go into.
And is space real?
No.
It almost can't be.
No. It's fucking bullshit is what it is.
I saw a video of a guy, he had some crazy drone thing, and I guess it just flies directly up, and it just went up into like space, and it's like, yep, no curve.
No curve.
Just flat plane.
Did you see the video of this guy who's in an airplane and he puts an infrared filter on his camera, which I guess just removes all the haze and the clouds in the sky, and he takes a picture, and it's just, I mean, the flattest horizon you'll ever see, and it goes on forever.
Crater Earth is probably pretty accurate
Yeah.
if I was a guessing man. Because you know the other thing about those seraphites, or however you say it, the circles on the tree, they said they were like emanations, but they also said they almost seemed like realm kind of situations too.
Yeah.
And then that got me thinking about like the Norse world tree, because that's their thing is realms. And it's like, oh, so maybe it's not like how Marvel has it set up, where it's like in space, different realms or whatever weird shit.
Yeah.
Because they never really do that good.
I have this picture that I thought was, I couldn't really decipher it. You have to accept it.
I didn't even see the thing underneath it. I was looking for it. Oh, God damn it.
I know you'd be pissed off.
Fucking stupid bullshit.
Yep, the last one.
I have this picture. Perfect. You know Apple with their customization. Big zoom, small zoom.
Oh, you got the scroll wheel right there. Or the bar up top, upper left. Big, you want big scroll small zoom.
Yeah, it's easy to use.
It's easy system.
Steve Jobs, he made it.
You dumb American. You dumb American can't figure out Zoom.
That's why I in Congress. We built your country. That's Indians doing that, not Chinese people.
I thought this was what you were saying was the world's, but it's not.
There's any picture of the tree. I'm just saying the fucking circles, they said it's supposed to be like emanations, but also kind of like realms.
Yeah. I know. I thought the circle, like the bigger circles, how it has it divided, I thought those were going to be different. I thought it was going to be something else. I fucked up.
And now I have this bullshit photo
It's a good
situation
photo.
to deal with.
You're going to want that one. But Templars went to Scotland and became Knights of Malta.
Scotland and Malta. That was where they
Became
ran
the
away
KKK.
from. That's what this guy said.
Interesting.
It's got a really nice video.
That's crazy.
I turned it on to learn about Kabbalah, and then he starts hitting me with all this nonsense about everything's this blood sex magic, and I'm like, this is horrific
dark
stuff.
This is dark.
I was just trying to learn how to fucking ascend, man.
I found a great documentary of how the Jews took over Hollywood and how they were all in New York and they were getting beat out by like the honks and like whoever else.
Well, because they were a little bit
like,
wiser to their game.
Yeah. And they were like, you know what? Let's go west. And they went
Let's do what we've always done and get kicked out of one place and go leech off the next.
Yeah. So they went west and created a utopia, which is Hollywood.
Some guy in New York was
Hollywood
urging
from the
people,
Holly Tree. Magic.
Some like ambassador guy to Israel, not Huckabee, someone else. He was saying how he was urging Jews in New York to just move to Israel. Don't even retire in Florida. Just move to Israel. Because the way things are going here, and it's like, yeah, abandon your country.
It's scary also when they're like, yeah, move to a war zone. It's going to be good in a few years.
Once we settle it.
Yeah, once we settle this fucking war. What'd you call Mike Huckabee?
Oh, Kike Suckadee.
Kike Suckadee.
Which I thought was pretty good. Hadn't seen that around there. You know what I need to do? I need to make it a meme so that way the words aren't in text.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think they can read that now, but
I think they can, but I don't think it's as heavily.
Yeah.
I think they can just kick me. I mean, the second I posted it, it said, that's hateful speech. You can't do that.
I also got...
The meme might at least get out there.
I got flagged on Threads. I posted the, look, the most retarded boop award. I posted that meme on two threads.
Wow. Look at you.
On 2 threads. And one of them, it got pulled. The other one was fine. I got a few laughs on it, actually.
That's probably why I didn't.
Yeah.
They were like, well, if people are laughing.
Yeah. They like it. They like it. But, you got anything else, Chief? Oh?
A thoroughly confusing time.
Yeah. No, this was a lot. We might just do this again next week. So
Awesome.
I have more on this. But, all right, you fuckers take care.
One is knowledge. Two is wisdom. Three is understanding. The devil's underhanded. Four is culture freedom. Five is power refinement. Six is equality. Newborns follow me.